Weren't you one of the directors though in Countrywide that brought in the online model with the high street?
Yes, Project Iella it was called.
Okay.
So when you say brought in, it wasn't my brainchild and it wasn't my theory, but I was one of the MDs that was asked to pilot it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did that go? Obviously, there's certain things you can and can't say,
Yeah.
and we all know what the conclusion was.
Yes, it was an interesting time. It was rolled out across Austin and Wyatt, 22 branches of Austin and Wyatt in Southampton and Dorset. And it was a challenge. It was a challenge. It was a confused message to the consumer. I don't think the public really understood the difference between the two. And although we did the best job that we could, it wasn't really landed very well.
It must have been. Was it a difficult sell to the guys on the front line?
Yeah, it was. It was because they didn't understand the payment, the payment method, how they were going to earn money out of it, and of course they saw the same thing that the general public saw, which was actually having an online offering that is with the same brand as your core offering. All you're doing is undermining yourself. So the guys in the field were just smart enough to work that out.
How did you feel about trying to sell a product to your team that, by the sounds of it, you didn't necessarily believe in?
Well, so you cannot believe in something retrospectively, but of course you shouldn't have that opinion when you're first launching it. So I didn't go into it thinking it was going to fail. At that time, Purple Bricks were rolling out.
Yep.
They'd rolled out in my territory in the south in Solent region first, and then they'd gone north. The north was much more successful than the Solent. Second time around is my interpretation, so we knew that there was some consumer traction. It's just how much consumer traction there was that was the important thing.
Okay, but answering the question, did you believe in it at the time, or did you think to yourself, right, this is my job, I've just got to go with it?
It was my job, and I have to go with it because if you work for a company, you follow instruction. Because I'm quite principled in that way, or you leave, and ultimately I've left, so you can come to your own conclusions.
Weren't you on the big cull day when Lee Wainwright and Ben Taylor and John Hansel went?
Yes, it's John Hard. Yeah,
John Hart. Sorry,
yeah. He's now back there again.
Yeah.
Yes, I was part of that situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it was wise for Countrywide to get rid of? I mean, there's some big names in there.
It would be wrong for me to comment on their philosophy at the time.
Okay.
All I do know is that the people that you're talking about are adding expertise into other organisations.
Certainly are.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly are. Now, so you've left Countrywide. What are you going to do now?
So I took a couple of months off again. But I did a bit of skiing.
You like skiing, don't
I
you?
do like skiing. Yeah, it's my passion. And
I'm a bit good at the snowplow myself.
are you?
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Big plough.
That's why.
Yeah. Malcolm Lindley called me from the guild, and it was the easiest interview I've ever had, but from a two-way street, from him to me and me to him. So within 30 to 40 minutes of us getting together, he said, I shouldn't do this, but would you like the job? And I said, no, I shouldn't do this, but yes, I'd love it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So for me, it was the perfect platform, the perfect opportunity in an industry that I'm really passionate about, supporting traditional agents I'm really passionate about.
Okay, so what difference have you made at the guild in the couple of years you've been there?
Well, ultimately, you'd have to ask the guild members. Okay. But I'm the first ever estate agent that's headed up the guild, so I'd think in the way of an agent. So I'm very return of investment orientated. I'm very listings orientated. I don't like wasting time with things that are not going to generate income or give a better customer experience. So I hope that they would say that I've brought in different initiatives and techniques and various other things that are benefiting them.
I mean, I can say this, you can't, but you are getting a good name for the guild out there.
Yeah, good.
If you don't mind me saying.
Thank you.
And has membership grown in that time?
Yeah, we're at an all-time high. So more members than ever before. We've just launched into Northern Ireland. That's gone fantastically well. We're looking at other parts of the UK for next year as well. So It's going very well.
So what are the plans for the next 5-10 years for the Guild?
5 to 10 years that's a big. I wouldn't be able to answer that. But certainly in the next 12 to 18 months, we've got Northern Ireland, which we will consolidate and will offer a fantastic service to all of our members in Northern Ireland. We will consider Scotland next year in terms of rolling out into Scotland, where we have made a relationship with Sally Lawson from Exavala. She's a great lady. She's got a working relationship with us, partnership in terms of our training platform. We're going to do much more with lettings in terms of compliance. And we've got a huge launch coming up between now and the year end, which is our new homes offering, which is a conversation for another time.
Yes.
But very, very excited by that.
And where do you see estate agency going in the next few years, and what can the Guild do to influence that?
So the Guild gives the independent the might of a corporate. So if it does evolve into the evolution of the tech world from an interaction perspective, we will be able to help them with those sorts of platforms. So we'll be able to give it to them. From a compliance piece, we'll be able to help them, as you already know. So everybody's talking about the hub model. Everybody's talking about the digital and hybrid model. Everyone's talking about all of those sorts of things. The reality is, I think the market will polarize. I think it'll polarize into an online space for customers that want to gain more control.
Yes.
And it'll be a traditional space. And that's no bad thing. Choice is a good thing, so long as the agents in the traditional space can clearly articulate the difference between the two offerings.
Excellent.
And whether it goes into hybrid or not, again, I think there'll be huge regional variances that sit within that. I don't think that one model is going to fit all. I think it's too easy to say it's all going to go down along the hub. I was talking about hubs 15 or 20 years ago with a great company in Broadstairs region of the UK. And so it's been on the cards for a long time. This isn't new. It's been around for a while. The common theme that sits through is that if you're a good agent that communicates brilliantly and your value for money in terms of the fee that you charge, regardless of whether that's high or not, it's value, then you'll be successful. So I think it's too early to tell exactly where it's going to go.
Thank you, Ian.
Cheers. Thank you.
Myself and Ian have filmed a series of videos. They're on my YouTube channel, and I'd certainly recommend you listen to what Ian's got to say on all aspects of estate agency. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.